Let's unbox the Oppo Reno Ace. I guess this is a mid-range phone from Oppo, but it's got a couple of standout flagship features. This is the Oppo Reno Ace, and I'm calling this phone the Speed Demon because the 65 watt fast charging really surprised me. It is like a game changer how quick that is. Oppo are continuing to insist on this really long box, so much so that I've had to unbox it landscape style. Not really sure why they make the boxes long, but you get the usual materials and a lot of wasted space in the box. Underneath the phone, you get this jelly case. But let's get that jelly case out the way. Have a look at this huge charging brick. The Oppo Reno Ace supports 65 watt fast charging. Have a look how big this brick is compared to just a normal 5 volt charger. It is huge, but 65 watt fast charging is not normal. Coming to the phone, it is actually a little bit heavier than I expected. That may be due to the charging technology inside. It's coming at $2,999 at the moment. That's the Chinese price. It's got this really nice purple color on the bottom, and it just changes into a blue color at the top. Everything's placed in the middle, going up in a vertical line. I think it looks quite good. The camera is a quad camera, but we'll get more in depth on that in just a second. The hardware in the camera is not the latest, greatest, newest camera hardware. So if they have saved a little bit of money, I would guess it's in that area, but I will show you some sample images in a minute. Reno Ace has a little brother, I guess you could call it, in the Realme X2 Pro. The design is so similar between them, and I'll compare them in a second. You get an ultra wide, a zoom camera, and a black and white sensor for the camera, which is a slightly odd choice. And it says Oppo designed for Reno. But anyway, you do get a water drop notch on this one. It is definitely very small. USB-C, a headphone jack, one of the speakers at the bottom. This has stereo speakers. The power button is on the right hand side. This has a green accent. Oppo's main color is green. And on the left hand side, you get the volume rockers. The top of this phone features this flat design. It's a very solid mid-range design, and I'm going to compare it to the Realme X2 Pro in a second because, wow, these two just are so similar. However, I do like this display, and you get that great spec 90 Hertz refresh rate on this screen. Are there really any differences between this and the X2 Pro? Not that I can see. They actually appear to be virtually exactly the same phone, the same chassis, the same bezels, the same water drop notch. I would hazard a guess to say that they are even using the exact same 90 Hertz panel on this one. There are some differences in the other specs though, not least in the camera hardware department and also the fast charging department. The Realme X2 Pro has a 64 megapixel main lens, whereas the Oppo Reno Ace has a 48 megapixel main lens. More pixels doesn't necessarily mean better camera. And the Sony IMX586 is a solid camera that has been used in a lot of phones this year. Colors are vivid, and I think the shots look really good. There's night mode and portrait mode, ultra wide going into main, and a 2x zoom, which is actually capable of 5x hybrid zoom, and it goes into 20x zoom too. And for video, it does 1080p up to 60 frames a second, 4K in 60 frames a second too. A good feature is that you can go from the ultra wide all the way into the zoom camera when taking video without having to pause the video or stop it in any way. Oppo say they have this dual network feature that uses your Wi-Fi and your 4G network together. This apparently gives you better speeds when you're playing games. The 20:9 aspect ratio on this one is going to help with gaming and when you're watching videos too. By far, one of the standout features has to be 65 watt fast charging. It is insanely quick. You also have battery saving modes and performance modes on this one too. It's all powered by the latest processor right now, the Snapdragon 855, although you're not gonna need a processor that powerful to just browse on TikTok, but anyway. The 20:9 aspect ratio really does help when you're watching movies. It's a full HD screen, it's not 2K. Of course, PUBG is supported in high frame rate mode with this 90 Hertz display. I'm already used to 90 Hertz displays now, thanks to this and the Realme X2 Pro. It does make the experience much better, especially when you're playing games. The stereo speakers are also a big plus. Overall, honestly, the fast charging is just crazy quick on this phone. It's got a great screen with 90 Hertz. And the camera is decent while not being the absolute best. Subscribe for more unboxings and hands-on with the latest tech, as well as tech news. That's it for now, but I'll see you in the next one.